Let's move now to Cape Town. Hank's Olde Irish Pub has become the centre of an alleged racist incident. Last Thursday, a patron, Thabiso Danca, was allegedly told by a bouncer at the pub that he would not be allowed into the pub unless he was accompanied by a white person. The next day, Danca's close friend Christopher Logan's confrontation with the owners was captured on video, rather. That incident was captured on video. Here's some of that exchange. We've had to remove the expletives.
This is what happened. Okay. This man right here, Thabiso, came in yesterday, okay? Moments after Jordan came in. Moments after, okay? Your bouncer stopped him and said, "Why are you going in? Who are you going into?" Okay? He said, "Why are you asking me?" He said, "You can't come in here unaccompanied without a white person." He said, "What?" He said, "You can't come in here without a white person. If you come in here, I know what you like. You steal, you guys cause trouble. You need to come in here with a white person." He asked him, "Who decides this?" "This is what the bosses have told me." Then Jordan, not knowing where Thabiso is, goes out and sees the bouncer re-explain this and says it to him again and says, "It's not me who decides, it's the policy." Now, I'm sure if this had to get out, there's a lot more people that have experienced this. This is firstly a crime. I'm not done speaking. When I'm done, I'll give you an opportunity. It's firstly a crime in this country. Do you know where you exist? You exist in South Africa, where we have a deeply painful history of this. Secondly, blow up an institution like Hank's. You're known. You're not somewhere in the middle of nowhere. You can't be. You'll become like cliques overnight. You have protesters outside your door. Do you think this is all right? Is this the practice of the business? Is this how you've decided and instructed your bouncers to do? Speak.
So that video has understandably been met with outrage, but it seems the encounter did not stop when the camera was off. eNCA's Aviwe Mtila has been investigating. He joins us from Cape Town. Aviwe, thank you so much for joining us. So what have you been able to find out?
Well, unfound and untrue. That's a response from Hank's Olde Irish Pub after that incident had happened. In fact, they say that in the last 30 years of existence, they've never had a racist incident. So they say that those racist allegations are unfound. But we do know that video doesn't end there. In fact, I was speaking to Christopher Logan just this afternoon, a close friend of Thabiso Danca. Now, we do understand they stay together, Sally. They've known each other since their teens as lifeguards around the Western Cape. So they're very close friends. And after Chris Logan heard this alleged incident on the Thursday, they went there on Friday morning, and that's where then that video that we saw happened. We do know then a fight broke out after the second owner of the pub itself got to there. The allegations from Christopher Logan is that the second owner didn't want to hear them out, wanted to chase them out, hence then that altercation broke out. We do know now there are two cases of assault, one coming from the pub itself, saying that they were attacked by Logan and his company, but we do know also the allegations coming from Christopher Logan is that they were manhandled, and there are photos to corroborate what they're saying, that they were manhandled by the owners and the bouncers, and they now have sought legal action, and they're going to also head to the Human Rights Commission. We do know that advocate Toby, renowned legal mind, has offered his services to Christopher Logan as they plan, obviously, to take on these racist allegations forward. In fact, let's take a listen to Christopher Logan and what he had to say.
After the video that's now gone viral, we sat down at Hank's, and the second owner arrived, who was far more aggressive and dismissive, and essentially told us to get out. He wasn't interested in dealing with this, and then proceeded to try to forcefully remove us from the premises with the help of his bouncers, and that obviously led to a confrontation. We said we're not going, we're calling the police, and then they physically assaulted us. We've laid charges with the police, but I really don't want the assault matter to overshadow what's most important here, and that's to do with racism that Thabiso faced, racism at Hank's, and racism as a broader issue within this country.
Yeah, so Christopher Logan is saying that the pub is just doubling down and being quite aggressive in how it's tackling this and accusing them of assault. The pub itself says, we've never had an incident like this, but you've actually spoken to people who live in the area. What have they said to you?
So indeed we did. Even Christopher Logan suggesting that after that video went viral, a lot of more people came out detailing incidences that they suffered themselves at the pub. But it's not only an issue of the pub; it's an issue of Cape Town, the town itself, and a lot of people that we spoke to detailing what they have suffered at the hands of racism in Cape Town. Some of them not only at pubs, but some of them were selling insurance, for example, where they were treated badly. Those racist encounters, some of those conversations we had today, a lot of them sadly off the record because they had fear what would happen if their bosses got to know what they were detailing. But we did manage to get some on camera, and I want to take a listen to some of those conversations.
Me and my other colleague, we were randomly stopped by this lady going in to find a lavatory and to purchase drinks. She was like, "What are you black guys doing here? You're not even, what are you doing here?" And then it ended up in a commotion.
The guy told me that he can't speak to me. I know nothing about insurance. The only person he can speak to is my boss, because my boss is a white guy. And I thought maybe he's joking, so I called my line manager, my upline. When I called my upline is a colored guy. He told my upline the same thing, that he can't talk to my upline because my upline is a colored guy from a gangster township.
So, Aviwe, getting back to the pub, what's going to happen now? How is this going to be resolved?
Well, we paid the pub a visit and we weren't allowed in only because the pub, Sally, was closed. It's closed indefinitely at the time. We do know, of course, there's that matter now that they're saying that they're seeking legal counsel. We do know that they've closed indefinitely, saying they're protecting not only the patrons but the staff as well, given that they say that they've had threats in the recent past, ever since that video went viral. So it's closed indefinitely. We're not sure what's going to happen going forward, but of course they do say that the matter is with their legal team and they have sought laid charges against Christopher Logan.
We normally see sort of human rights commissions stepping in at times like this. Have they visited? Are they getting involved in any way?
Well, Logan says that they themselves are approaching Human Rights Council and they'd want to see what will happen going forward. Of course, we have seen statements come out condemning this. We've seen even the presidency come out condemning the racist behavior that's alleged to have happened at the pub itself, and even congratulating the likes of Christopher Logan for being brave enough to take on such owners. So they even in speaking to Christopher Logan, saying that he is very welcoming of all the support that he's received. 90% of it has been quite positive, but there are those, of course, that come with negative perceptions, leftists that have come condemning him, but he's largely just welcoming of all the support that he's since received after that altercation and the encounter itself.